Mm. Hey y'all, welcome to the Devon A. Morris Unfiltered Call-In Show. Have a seat. Let's get ready. You have any questions? Come on, call in. Come on to that Discord channel. Do me a favor, get the unfiltered crew some finger snaps. We're ready to get started here. Mondays, 8 p.m. Every single Monday, we're here. I'm excited about it. Are you? Let's get this show started, y'all. The greatest Scrum show on earth. I'll see y'all soon. Enjoy. Hello. How y'all doing? How's it going? Let me get some applause out here. Hey, yo, look. Welcome to the Unfiltered Show, where we talk about agile, scrum, entrepreneurship, all kinds of topics like that, right? So you've been around here, you know we do. If you've never been here before, welcome. Make sure you like, subscribe, join us in the future, get the notification, click that notification bell as well. So do those things for us, right? My name is Devon Morris. I'm just your guide on this journey. Today's topic is going to be, hey, soft skills that pay the bills. That's what we're going to talk about today. And then I just want to let you know up front, next 2 weeks, I'll be on vacay, right? But I got videos dropping each week, right? I'll tell you about those videos a little bit later. But here's the deal. If you're joining, look, say hi. Drop a hi in the comments. Say hello in the comments. Let me know what's going on with you in the comments, right? If you've never been to this show before, here's what we do. Nothing special. We talk on a topic for about 15 minutes. Normally about 20 to 30 minutes after the hour, we'll have the topic completed by that time. And then we'll open the floor for you to ask any questions. The main purpose of the show is to answer real world questions that you have, and I'll give you a perspective. I'm not saying I got the perfect perspective, but my perspective is really good. You understand where I'm coming from? But come on in and join us, right? The water's fine over here, right? So come on and join us. Let's make it happen. Let's have a good time. So drop that comment in the chat so at least I can see you, say what's up to you when we actually go ahead and start having a little conversation later. I want to be able to say what's up to all you all. And if you have anything you want to say whatsoever in terms of the topic that we're talking about, drop it in the comments. Make sure you do that. Other than that, what's going on before we get started? I want to welcome my people on YouTube and my people in LinkedIn, right? So I welcome all of you all to this session that we're doing today. I'm going to tell you something, man. You know, I think this is an amazing topic, right? It's one that I had to really bang out in terms of skills, but I think that you're going to get a lot of value today. What's going on with me? You know, I flew in from Texas to Florida today. Just out here, just making things happen before I go ahead and get some great things happening this weekend and then take a vacay. So, it's just nothing but goodness. I'm feeling good, man. I've probably been up since 3 o'clock in the morning. Seriously, just doing stuff, making things happen, right? Just how it goes. Anything else really going on? Not really. Just doing great. Just doing amazing work with clients, right? Probably heavily working on some defect stuff right now, compliance stuff, working on training stuff, some executive leadership stuff. So just a lot of things happening. Nothing really, nothing that I don't normally do. These are very normal things for me, right? Um, I'm just feeling good, man. I'm just feeling good. So hopefully you feel good. So make sure you just drop something in the comments, man. Say something so I can say what's up to you, right? I like to say hi to everybody, right? Some of you have been around a while. Some of you have been a part of my classes. You know what my energy's like, right? And you ain't gonna get nothing different tonight because that's what I do. I know I do this because I love to do it, right? We do this every Monday night, 8 p.m. Not the next 2 weeks though. But we will drop something on each Monday, so just know that, okay? And I don't know I'm trying to. I had to think about what the topic's gonna be once I get back. But we've been doing some good solid topics and work here, so I'm enjoying that. So just make sure you say hi in the chat so I can shout you out a little bit later. But other than that, I hope you all are having a great start to your week. I mean, it's September's almost over, man. Like we need to start thinking about planning for 2024. Like last year when we started getting around this time, I started talking about topics about, getting into your next year and what your plans were going to be. And I hope that if you was around the show last year around these time frames, I hope that you have been accomplishing what you set out to accomplish. But just know when it comes to like October, November, we're going to start having conversations about what you're going to be doing over the next, 6 months, right? 30 days, 6 months, year, 2 years. What's those long term plans? So we're going to be talking about that in terms of your career, and how you can start thinking about doing that kind of stuff because I do it all the time. I just always max it because that's just what I do. I've done it forever. I wouldn't be in a position I am without it. Um, for you all that don't know, breakable, the bankable breakthrough 2023 is happening October 26th and through the 28th, full day. So you'll know more about that. We're going to start doing some advertising at the beginning of October 4th. So you'll start seeing that kind of stuff happening as well. What else is there? I think that's about it. I'm just kind of ready to begin the topic, right? So welcome, 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 everybody. Please, please, just come on, take a seat, and let's take the ride, right? Here's the deal. Um, I'm going to say this, right? Because, you know, I am a software developer by trade, right? I kind of came out of the mindset that I would, I got a degree in psychology. I went out there, wasn't making enough money, took a certification program, became a career switcher, and jumped into IT, right? Became a software developer, started off in COBOL, did many other things, right? And so with that, I have a certain skill set, right? And I learned a lot of things over time, right? But I kind of fell into the Scrum thing to some degree, right? And with that, one of the things that has dominated the job market when it comes to Scrum Masters, um, has been really Scrum Masters needing to have some level of technical proficiency, some level of technical knowledge. Like they need to have been a developer, or they need to have some deep seated knowledge in terms of tech. And One of the reasons why I decided to really move toward that project management Scrum Master side of the house, because I didn't want to have to keep the development stuff, right? I was working weekends and I was on call, and I just didn't like that, right? I just, it just messed up my whole thing with my family, and I just didn't want to do that, right? At least much younger in my career. The other thing that I've seen that a lot of people expect Scrum Masters to have is a certain level of domain expertise. Sometimes that's related to the product. And the truth of the matter is, those things just aren't true, right? I mean, if you have a certain level of technical knowledge, that's great. If you have a certain level of domain knowledge, I think that's great. If your team is working on making turning rose petals into fancy, fancy garments, right? Hey, if you have expertise in that and your team is doing that, you're always going to be able to help your team out, right? And so it's one of those things where any skill that you have that's additional, I just call those hidden skills, right? The eighth waste, right? Just those hidden, non-utilized skills. And if you have those things, I think they're good. I think they're amazing. But I don't think that's how you really get paid as a Scrum Master, right? I don't think that's the way that you really take your career to the next level, right? And you skyrocket with your career. If you really want to do that, you have to find ways to effectively create harmony across a lot of people, help them solve problems, help pull out their creativity, help them adapt to different situations so they can make their lives better. And when you put people in those positions, it actually helps you to be better. It actually helps you to progress. It helps them to deliver. It helps them to do great things. So, realistically, how do you shape and how do you do that? Well, look, the most crucial determinants of your success is going to be the soft skills that you decide to curate, period. The soft skills that you decide to curate. I don't care how good you are as a technical or how much domain experience that you have, it's going to be those soft skills that are going to really, really, truly separate you. And I'm not talking about software, you just play a bunch of games, right? We're not talking about that whatsoever. So here's what we're going to do, right? We're going to talk about, I keep giving you 10, so we're going to go with 10, right? We're going to talk about some soft skills that should be able to help you to earn more, help you to progress in your career. If get another level of a job, get another title, something like that, right? So this is what we're going to talk about in terms of skills that you need to have. And I think as a person that's positioned yourself for any kind of leadership whatsoever, and a Scrum Master is a leader of some kind, you need to make sure you pay close attention to these things, right? The first thing I'm really going to just jump out there with is probably an easy one, communication, right? Um, Communication skills, the first thing on my list, is extremely important. You have to learn to articulate your thoughts, your ideas, and provide feedback in a way that makes you an asset to others. In a way that makes you an asset to others, right? And so when you do that, you actually minimize the type of misunderstandings that they have in terms of your communication. You actually boost a team, or you give them foundation that helps foster teamwork. And then you make sure that everybody's moving in the same direction. And that's extremely important, right? And so communication skills is part of that foundational element that you have to do, that you must do. Now, understand that where this benefits me and where I think it benefits you is because when you have and you continue to curate those communication skills, you're going to be able to do presentations, negotiations, interact with your clients, be one of the strongest communicators in the organization or in your business that allows you to either climb the corporate ladder or close the deals that you need to close. So it's absolutely critical. Because the way you communicate in the presentation, the way you provide training makes people interested in coming back. Otherwise, they're not interested. I mean, I sell Scrum classes, I sell Scrum training, right? If you think about my trainings, it's nothing but a presentation. But what do? Nobody goes to sleep in my presentations, and my communication skills are impeccable, and I can communicate at any level of the organization. And that's extremely important. You have to tighten that up. If you don't tighten that up, you're just not going to go too many places, right? You're going to stay within a certain circle and not be able to move outside of that circle. And that's not what you want to do. So that's something that you need to work on, every day. Read some books, get some tools, just do that, right? Don't even try to get around it. It's super important, right? One of the things I'm going to ask you all to do is, if these things resonate to you, then drop in the comments why they resonate to you, right? Or give me an example of something that's happened where it resonates for you, right? So if these things resonate you, just drop it in the comments for me, right? The second thing, and it's almost overused, but I think it's extremely important. And I don't know how you get around this, right? But you need to improve your EQ, emotional intelligence, right? Your ability to be able to recognize, understand, and manage your emotions will help you with other people's emotions. It will help you to position yourself where you can empathize with them. It will position you where you can make sure that you understand where they're coming from, and you connect with them much better that way. It's one of those things, when somebody has an emotion, when you can match that emotion, you're going to get a lot more out of them. When you can do something to pull more out of them, to get them to that next place, or just to provide the right level of sympathy if something really bad is going on, they're going to build a better relationship with you and with others. And you got to understand another secret that's associated with that. It's not just between you and me, it's also between you and your teams. It's between you and your peers. It's between you and leadership, right? And so, emotional intelligence is not one of those things you just use one person at a time. You use it in all kinds of situations, right? Sometimes you use an EQ to help, kind of gauge the mood or get the mood to a certain place, right? But you have to be able to recognize those things. You have to be able to recognize, you have to be able to understand those emotions, and you have to be able to manage yours. So self-awareness becomes extremely important. So you can actually do a lot of self-management. Now, here's the deal. Why is this important? Any leadership position, any leadership position on the planet, right? Anytime you're working with groups of people in any kind of way, you're going to earn more money when you can actually connect with people better. And EQ is going to help you do that. That's what it's going to help you do. When I say EQ, I mean emotional intelligence, right? So hopefully y'all get that, right? And so it's going to help you do that, right? People that utilize emotional intelligence really well, they actually earn more money, period, period, right? Because it's invaluable the things you can do in terms of leadership and team dynamics. And what does that mean for you? Success. That helps teams to be able to deliver. And if you can help teams be able to deliver, you solve the biggest problems in the building already, right? I always say in my classes, deliver, deliver, deliver. Well, part of what helps me to get teams to deliver is using a little bit of EQ, right? I have to, right? Okay. Number three, the third thing on the list is a stack, right? It's a stack. Um, you have to be a critical thinker, and you have to be a problem solver. So problem solving and critical thinking are extremely important. There is not a single industry where challenges aren't coming up all the time. The pace of change is ridiculous. It's never been as slow as what it is now. It's something that Trudeau said when he was office, the PM in Canada. And so it's one of those things where it's just something you deal with all the time. And people who can think critically can approach problems logically, can come up with effective solutions when it's in demand. When it's in demand, I mean, when it's actively happening. I'm not talking about you got to go away for 3 days and come back and talk about it. I'm talking about right there in the moment, right? You got to be able to do that, right? You got to improve, that in yourself, right? Because teams need that. If teams didn't need it, they probably would need humans, right? So the idea is that your problem solving and critical thinking, you got to find ways to improve that. Probably how I improved mine over time was just adding more data in terms of reading. Running experiments has been another thing that I've done to help me with problem solving and critical thinking. The reason why I say running experiments is because running experiments get you data. And I analyze data, I look at data, right? And so for me, I take that information and then I try my best to learn from others, right? So and then I can use their learning, use my learning to help me get better at problem solving and critical thinking. So when a problem comes up, it's likely something I've had some experience with, or somebody else that I read about has some experience, somebody else that mentored me has some experience. So it helps me, right? Now, why is this going to help you? People that are great problem solvers and critical thinkers save the dang on company money, save the company time, normally save them both, right? And if you can save any organization time and money, they're going to find you to be more valuable, period. No ifs, ands, or buts to it. I'm a consultant. The main reason why I'm a consultant is because when I go in, I help organizations save time and money. I help them be more effective, right? And a lot of that comes with problem solving and critical thinking. It's just part of what comes with the job, right? And so you're going to be way more valuable by helping them make more money, by helping them save time. And when I say make more money, you may not be driving revenue, but the idea is even if you're saving time, you're saving money, you're saving costs or reducing costs, that's helpful. Organizations look at that. They love that, right? And so that's where you make the money, right? Because once they see that, you're way more valuable, right? Another thing that's important, right? Number 4 on the list is adaptability and flexibility. The world is ever changing. I just mentioned that, right? And as a Scrum Master, a leader, anybody that's in this kind of agile, changing world, right? You need to be able to pivot, right? I was just talking to my ex-wife today, and she was doing some interviewing, right? And thinking about newer languages that's coming out, right? I heard somebody say, Java. Well, Java is akin to COBOL because COBOL is in a lot of organizations. Java is too, right? And there are way newer languages out there now. And if you're a programmer and you're not adapting to some of those new technologies, that's a problem. If you're a Scrum Master, there are people that have tried different strategies, right? Have you looked at different models for transformations and how companies have done it and been successful and failed? Those strategies will help you. Different business models, what stands out, what will work in a particular organization that has a particular culture. What kind of experiments can you run over here to help things, move forward? And then when you get a little bit of feedback, being able to adapt and be flexible enough to move forward is extremely important. See, the thing about it is that people that are versatile can wear a lot of different hats. They really can. And they can prepare themselves for things, right? And so a great example is I just had an ACSM class last week. And one of the things that we talked about toward the end of the class was artificial intelligence, AI. Look, man, seriously, if you're a Scrum Master right now and you're not jumping into AI, you're not adapting yourself and being flexible around this change that's coming, and it's coming, it's not going anywhere. You need to be able to wear those kind of hats. You think about security today, right? Security is just another one of those things. Cybersecurity, bigger and bigger and bigger. And so when you think about you needing to have more job security, you needing to find opportunities, how are you going to find those opportunities if you're not flexible and adaptable? That's going to allow you to be able to negotiate even better salaries when you know that, when you stay on the cutting edge, when you bring those different things and you have the ability to change at a drop of a dime if you can. So you personally being adaptable and flexible is extremely important. Okay. Number five. Number five is something that you try to build in your teams. It's something that you have to be able to do yourself. And that is, you got to be a team player. And included within playing with the team is collaboration. So when you think about teamwork and collaboration, they're kind of married together. In the worlds that we work with what's called complex adaptive systems, right? Complex adaptive systems require multiple agents within a system to work because those multiple agents in a system have specialized skills. And since you have specialized skills, that means usually no one person can solve all the problems that need to be solved in order to get something out the door. And so with us working within complex adaptive systems, that means likely there's going to be more than one of us working together. If there's going to be more than one of us working together, that means you have a team, right? That means you have a team. That means you're not working in isolation. You might work on your pieces in isolation, but those pieces form like Voltron. They come together. Do you understand? And so it's rare in this world that we work in with complex adaptive systems that you're working solo completely all the time, right? And so you have to be able to help teams build a harmonious environment where they can work as seamless together as possible. Wouldn't it be great if it was almost like they can speak to each other in their own heads, right? Wouldn't it be great if people work together long enough where they know the next step that a person is going to take in the situation? That's where you're trying to get teams to, where they understand the value of what each member is bringing to the team. And then they're able to connect with that value or even understand the weakness of different team members, right? So, and then we understand how we can collectively get something done. And so teamwork and collaboration is extremely important. And you being able to foster that is going to help teams be able to more effectively deliver whatever it is that they're trying to deliver. So you want to make sure that you have the ability to foster teamwork and collaboration. Number six, um, leadership and management skills, right? It's, if you read the 2020 Scrum Guide, they talk about the Scrum Master being a true leader. If you talk to most people on the planet, they would think of a Scrum Master being a servant leader. I don't care what type of leadership style that you're talking about. It doesn't matter to me. It's going to be true leadership, servant leadership, adaptive leadership, transformational leadership will be the classic things associated with a Scrum Master. But here's the deal. Leading requires some other things other than just the skills themselves. Most people expect a lead to provide direction, like a vision. Where's the dream of where we're going, right? Most people expect leaders to help to motivate a team, to get them in a place where they're like, oh, I'm excited to be here, right? I really want to work on this thing, right? Another thing that is needed when you're leading a team is since you got different skill sets working together, they don't have the same personality, dude. For real. They really don't, man. And those personalities be clashing, man. And that right there sucks when those personalities are clashing because what the hell are you gonna do about it, right? I mean, you got to find a way to deal with it, okay? And if you don't find a way to deal with it, then it just crushes the team's morale and spirit, right? Most of you all most of y'all have experienced a leader that didn't have a vision or didn't know how to motivate, or didn't have the ability to help diverse personalities to work together. I mean, if diverse personalities aren't working together, you're not getting diversity of thought. And diversity of thought is really what you want because that's how you maximize creativity and innovation. So, anyway, the point is leadership and management skills help you with that. You need a combination of them both. Now, when it comes to it, right? The people that get paid the most money in the company are classically the leaders, like literally. Classically, the leaders, they get paid the most money in the company, right? It's not the developers, right? It's not the people that's doing the actual work. It's the leaders that get paid the most money because the leaders are the one to corral everybody else to get the work done. And so they get paid the most money. So having those kind of skills is going to help you move up the ladder. Having those kind of skills is going to help you to be able to position teams so then you can have proof of work, proof that you can get it done, right? And you've led this team in this direction. You know how good it feels to lead a team to success and not having done the actual work, right? It's an amazing place, and you need both leadership and management skills, right? You need both of those things, right? And you got to find the balance, right? I'm not talking about micromanaging people either. So just be real careful on how you do that. But leadership and management skills are two things that you need to really look a lot deeper in, right? Um, a super important one that comes up every day in life, right? I don't know how you get through this world without some level of negotiation skills. How the hell you get through the world without being able to negotiate? I mean, everything is what is not a negotiation? Everything is a negotiation. I don't know anything that's not a negotiation. So negotiation skills is something that you have to have, right? Whether it's a contract, it's some type of deal, it's your salary, it's how you're going to get that raise. Negotiation can help you save money. It can help you earn money. So negotiation is extremely important. And most of us feel cheated because we don't negotiate right because our negotiation skills are poor. And so when I'm going on a contract, what I negotiate up front is what I'm stuck with. And so you having the ability to get yourself the right salary that's going to satisfy you and make sure you're good so you're not really upset as you get in the middle of it, right? And so being able to negotiate is going to be extremely important to you, whether you are internal to a company or you have your own organization. You're going to need to negotiate, so just don't even try to get around it, right? You think about commissions, you think about hourly pay, you think about your raise, right? All these things. Initially, when you're going into a job, what that salary is going to be, right? All those things are things that you're going to negotiate. Even when you just think about it, how much time you're going to get off, right? In terms of time off, right? You know, uh, I remember my ex-wife would be getting 6 weeks off of paid vacation. Like back in the day, she gets 6 weeks off just because she would ask her. She would just ask, and they would give it to her. I mean, it just and some of us just be like, okay, 2 weeks is fine, but she would get 6 weeks. Like we making the same money as me, but get 6 weeks as the same company. And that was just a negotiation thing, right? And so literally, you're gonna be able to put yourself in a position where you will have better opportunities, better jobs, because you can even negotiate job responsibilities. Like literally, you're going to negotiate compensation packages. It's just negotiation is extremely important. So make sure that you get the data to help you negotiate, right? Learn what's actively happening, what people are getting paid. Even if you've been in the organization for a while, you can end up being underpaid. So just be careful. Remember the skills that you have, and negotiate for what you're worth, right? Don't be ridiculous, right? You ain't worth $1 million if you ain't bringing the $1 million to an organization, right? But if you're worth $1 million, man, go get it, man. Go get it, man. I'm happy for you. Um, number eight. Number eight is going to be time management. Um, Look, man. Oh, I'm about to run out of time. So time management is the next one, right? Um, I don't know how you get through this thing without being able to effectively manage time, right? Because effective time management means that you're going to increase productivity, you're going to reduce a whole heck of a lot of stress, and then you're going to have the ability to deal with roles, deal with tasks, deal with whatever you're doing appropriately and in the most efficient kind of way. Time management will also help you to avoid being perfect, right? A lot of times we want to be perfect with our quality in terms of work. And a lot of times what we're doing doesn't require that, especially when you're in the agile world, because you're gonna get feedback. Well, hopefully you're gonna have a feedback loop. But if you don't have a feedback loop in the agile world, you got a problem, right? Those who manage their time can do a lot of other things with their time, like side projects, freelance work, other things that kind of boost their abilities so they can actually make more money, right? And I think in doing that, you gain skills because you've managed your time appropriately. But even in getting through the things in your organization, if you're salaried inside of an organization and you manage your time appropriately, you can find other opportunities. And I've always managed my time appropriately, so I've always found other things that I was interested in to doing inside the organization. Whether it was go recruit at HBCUs or it was go learn more about insurance, from our actuaries. Those are things that I did as just side stuff because I just was managing my time so well and effectively getting things done that I wanted to do other things with the time that I had the job. So I think that time management will help you out tremendously. Next, resolving conflicts. Resolving conflicts is the ninth one. Yeah, resolving conflicts is the ninth one. This matters because I don't know how you get around this whole thing without conflicts. Conflicts are going to arise, right? And as a professional, you're going to have to find ways to mediate different disagreements between people in some amicable way. You're going to have to escalate issues at times. You're just going to have to find some way to deal with conflicts and try to deal with conflicts where there's win-win situations or as close as you can get to that. So then parties walk away and feel like they are able to move forward with whatever the resolution was. So you have to be able to do that, and that takes a skill, right? We tend to think HR people know how to do these things very well, but you need to learn how to do that very well. Okay, there's no question, right? I was showing like the crucial conversations, crucial confrontations. Find ways, read information about conflict resolution. I don't think it's a hard topic because it doesn't have to be focused on agile whatsoever. But learn way more information in terms of conflict resolution. You're going to be running into conflicts as soon as you start the very first sprint. So deal with it accordingly. I think it will help you tremendously. And the last one, I'll make this last one really simple. The last one is networking. Being a really master networker is always going to be beneficial to you because networking is really building relationships. That's what it is, right? Building relationships that can open a door when you're nowhere near that door, right? And you want people to be the extra extension of who you are, right? Whether it is a job opportunity or inside of your company. You think inside of your company, there are rooms that you're not in. There's conversations that you don't have access to. And a lot of times you networking helps you to get access to those opportunities. And I'm not saying an opportunity that's going to, make you, give you a better position, but an opportunity to do something that you was interested in, right? And you can take that and parlay that into something else. And most of my career, that's all I've ever done is parlay whatever I'm doing into something bigger by trying different things, right? I've always been in the mindset I want to learn as much as I can in an organization, but through that, it allowed me to create networks inside of organizations that when it was time for me to leave one part of the company, it was easier for me to go to another part of the company and leave without it just being a lateral move, right? And so, really, networking is absolutely key to that. It could lead to job referrals, business opportunities, career progress, right? And I'm not saying sell your soul to the devil. I'm not saying do that, right? But I am saying networking will have an impact on your career, like for real. There's no question on that. So that being said, I don't went over time here, but let me go backwards and repeat these things to you so you understand. And my question for you is drop in the comments which of these things you think is the most valuable. Matter of fact, which of the three is the most valuable to you, right? And which one do you really would need to work on, right? whatever you really need to work on, drop it in the chat. Which three is the most valuable to it? Drop it in the comments, right? Because I'd like to see what you say. But let me repeat them, right? Well, I'm going to go backwards. So the first one was, the last one was networking. Networking, there's nothing else to be said about that. Conflict resolution, time management, and then you have negotiation skills, you have leadership and management skills, you have team collaboration. Well, you have teamwork and collaboration, you have adaptability and flexibility, you have problem solving and critical thinking, you have emotional intelligence, and then you have communication skills. Those would be the 10, right? And my question for you is, which one's the most valuable to you? Um, and which ones do you need to do some little work on, right? I think these things are extremely important for you to be able to make more money, for you to be able to get that opportunity that you're really trying to get, for you to be able to move to the part of the organization that you dream to move to. I think the best thing that's going to help you is soft skills that's going to help you pay those bills, right? And so you should definitely take some time and invest in those soft skills. Your investment, trust me, it may not pay off for you like tomorrow, but it will pay off for you over time. Okay, and you'll be much better person for that. So I'm gonna leave it at that. I think that we definitely did this topic some justice, and I'm gonna just check to see what kind of comments you have out there real quick, just so that I'm not crazy. First and foremost, let's see. We'll say hello in just a minute. Yeah, so Kiana, emotional intelligence is extremely important. That right there is way smaller than it should be. So let's make that a little bit bigger. Okay. So emotional intelligence, is imperative. We both agree. Let's see. I got Vanita here, the ability to communicate at various levels. I, you know, there was a time when I was afraid. I was really afraid to communicate with executives, right? I had a huge fear, right? I'd shake. Even to this day, I may get a little bit nervous, right? But nobody would ever notice that. I only notice it, right? And so the idea is that being able to communicate at any level is extremely important. So I think that's amazing, right? Let's see. Yeah, it builds trust. Yeah, to be able to communicate at any level. Kiana says that. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, the AI thing I think is extremely important. I always say to myself, the AI developer will be the last job standing. So if computers ever take over, the AI developer will be the last job standing. So just know that. So you may want to get into AI a little bit, right? Miss White, there you go. Negotiation is definitely something that we all need to work on. Especially when you start thinking about if you want to build a business, it's all negotiation, man. When you want to move throughout the various through the organization, it's all negotiation, right? So make sure you get that in. Time management, leadership skills, conflict resolution, agreed. I got Miss White saying here, communication, leadership, management, networking. All those things are extremely important. So that's nothing but goodness. And then I have my folks here on LinkedIn. I want to check out you as well. Yeah, Lavetra, negotiation skills, you definitely work on those things, right? It's probably one of the most important things to do. Emotional intelligence, communication, networking, all important. All these are important. Yeah. Karen says all these are important to pay the bills. Somebody said earlier that the dad said, hey, come watch me. Hey, man, tell them I said what's up. And 29 alumni, woof, right? All you guys woofed has been in my classes. You know what I'm talking about if you heard me say that, right? So communication, all that's very important. So yeah, so it just is, you know, I mean, to be able to continuously chat nonstop for 45 minutes is a true skill in itself. Yeah, it is. It is. It is. It truly is. You got to be able to do it, right? When you think about networking, all this stuff is important, right? So realistically, when I say to you, if you're gonna be okay, you can be technical all you want, right? You can have domain knowledge all you want, but if you really want to blaze this, if you want to make some really good money, soft skills is where you're gonna make it at, because that's the biggest place where people are lacking, right? And soft skills is where you can facilitate groups to make great things happen, and organizations need that. They really need that. And so, realistically, the people who really serve up soft skills are the people that I see to make the most money on the planet. I mean, when you think about great speakers, right? right? They make a lot of great money, right? There's some people to get on the stage and get paid $50,000, right, for an hour long, whatever it is, right? Normally they're great speakers, right? They're normally great speakers. They may have done something great in their life, but the boring ones don't last very long or command that kind of money unless they do something really ridiculously great, right? So it's something for you to think about. Those soft skills are extremely important. Now I will say this: we got a lot of people here, so I'm going to say to you, look, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you consider subscribing. This is what we do every Monday at 8 o'clock. So subscribe, right? Um, Make sure you like this channel, right? Like this video, right? Liking it is going to help with the algorithms and all that math stuff, right? At some point, our goal next year will be getting to 2,000 people. But we got to 1,000 for this year, so I'm very, very happy. So we're kind of good. And then make sure you click the notification bell, so then you know when we go live, because we go live like 10 minutes prior. So just do these kind of things, right? Because this is going to help us continue to do this great work. So then we can just do this together, and we're creating an amazing community here. I mean, I consider you to be my tribe. Like, literally, this is my tribe. I'm here, as you can see, in a hotel room. You understand? I really am sitting in a hotel room, right? And I don't care where I'm at on the planet. Unless I don't have access to the internet, I'm going to always do this. And that's the reason I can't guarantee the next 2 Mondays I can't be live, because I'm not gonna have the kind of access to the internet, literally. Um, but if I had access to the internet, I would go live. But realistically, we just always have a good time, right? And so one of the things I want to make sure that you all look out for, in terms of the videos that's coming, is, are you a lame duck Scrum Master? That's going to be a video coming, right? And then I'm gonna say, are you an ID10T Scrum Master? If you don't know what I mean, the video is coming. So you're gonna get a video each week that I'm gone. So next Monday and the Monday after that, you're gonna get videos. So October 2nd, October 9th, I do believe, we're gonna drop videos on those days. So I drop them in the morning so you can have them. But the idea is those things are gonna drop when I'm out. Other than that, you will see, starting next week, way more information about the bankable event. Bankable event, October 26th through the 28th. This is where we're turning your passion into profit. So we're gonna do that as well, because it's something I want to do, right? And so I'll be presenting that and sending messages out for that, and so you'll get that. Other than that, man, this is great, man. I'm excited. You understand? I was jamming on some music, listening to some Usher earlier, so I'm like really feeling good, right? I really am, because you guys give me energy. You really do. I just love being here, right? And so let me say hi to folks that's out here. As usual, how you doing, Patrick? It's always good seeing you, brother. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Nita, we got Kiana, we got let's see, we got Rajiv, we got Miss White. Let's see. And then on the LinkedIn side, we have, several people. Uh, Karen. Oh, George. Hey, George Monday. Haven't seen you in a while, man. How you doing, brother? Venture, you just went through the class, so welcome. Joy. I saw a name earlier. They may have left. Talking about the dad said, come here. So if I trained the dad and the son, I'm part of your family, man. All right, y'all. Anyway, here's the deal. If you haven't been around this show, then you may not know it. But right now, well, 15 minutes ago, we should have started opening up the floor to answer questions. And what I do is I answer questions in one or two ways, right? You can drop your question in the actual chat. You're welcome to do that. I'll pick it up and we'll just talk about them, right? Or you're welcome to join us on the video live. You're on LinkedIn here live. It's like calling in. You'll be live with me on one side of the video and we'll have the conversation. So if that's what you're interested in, come and join us, right? So 2021 alumni, 2019 alumni, woof, woof, right? Welcome, 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 welcome. Even 2023 alumni, you know, you always, even if you 2013 alumni, I started doing these classes back in 2013. So Bearded Eagle created a Bearded Eagle in 2011. Well, I wasn't doing classes then. Well, I was doing classes, but it was private classes inside of companies at that point. But in terms of CSM, CSPO, since 2013, baby. Yeah, 10 years. That's crazy. I thought about it, man. That's crazy. Yeah, yeah, for real. That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. It is. Yeah, we've been doing that. We've been doing CSM, CSPO, Scrum classes publicly since 2013, right? And all those people back then, alumni, 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 and always come home. You know what I'm saying? Always. You just, probably train 10 to 15,000 people at this point, between CSM, CSPO, and other things that are not, certification training, right? Um, yeah. I'm glad, Jay Allen. This is important, right? Because you need to think and reflect, right? You got to work on those soft skills. I mean, I, you know, I like to get. Let me say it to you this way. This is the best way I can say it to you, right? I like to get paid, right? Um, if you're gonna spend an hour of your time, you might as well get paid more money for that hour. You might as well get paid more money for that hour. Do you feel me? If you don't get paid more money for that hour, then that's a whole problem. So you want to get paid more money for that hour. That's what you want to do. You can't get past it, right? So, hey there, Tracy, how you doing? Just alumni everywhere, right? Benita's alumni, but yeah, you want to get paid. And getting paid is what you want to do. And even if your focus isn't getting paid, your focus should at least be to kind of move around and be better positioned within your organization. And maybe you don't have any goals like that. You could just want to be better. A lot of times for me, when it comes to soft skills, I just want to be better at something. Yeah, I just want to get better at something. I mean, literally, it gets. Let me tell you how bad it gets for me, so you understand. Like, I will, I will literally, I'll explain something to somebody, right? And if I explain it and I have to repeat myself, they weren't paying attention. That's a different problem. Okay, they weren't paying attention. That's a different problem. But if I had to explain myself to help them get it, I find a way to improve that. Because I want to be able to explain something to you one time and you really get it that first time. Not that I gotta explain it, then explain it, then explain it. I didn't explain it the right way. I didn't emotionally connect with you to kind of understand where you're at. Something I didn't do right to be able to give you the explanation one time and that be the explanation that works for you. So for me, I'm always dogmatic about me and making myself better. Even when I'm doing classes, right? Sometimes it's really hard to deal with a CSM class because there'll be people absolutely brand new and there'll be people in 10 years experience in the room. And, that could be tough, right? That could be tough because sometimes we'll get in and we talk a bunch of IT jargon to some degree, and then somebody who is nowhere near IT, been working as a teacher for 21 years, like Joy says here, yeah, it's one of those things where you want to be able to get information to people where they can understand it easy. And a lot of times I'll dive into people's their own personal careers or something that they're interested in or a hobby that they have, so I can help them to get it. That time when I got to re-explain it, I understand, but I want people to get what I'm saying to them the first time, right? And it takes a lot of different soft skills to do that, right? If I'm working with a team of people, I want us to come to I want my team to collaborate in a way where we're being effective as we possibly can. And if we're not, then I'm really concerned about that. I'm really trying to find a way to make that better. And so for me, I'm always trying to find what's that little nugget, what's that little thing that I can do to kind of shift this thing, to try to make that thing better. And for me, that's always been pluses to do that, right? Um, it don't pay me immediately. And that's the thing you need to understand. That doesn't pay me immediately. That's me being, that's me being dogmatic, right, about it. That's me trying to reach that's me on the pursuit of perfection, but not trying to be perfect, right? I'm always on that pursuit of perfection almost in everything that I do. There's not a single aspect of life where I'm not on the pursuit of perfection, unless I'm not really interested in it. If I'm not interested in it, then I don't really care what happens. But for stuff that I'm interested in, and this stuff, Scrum Fit, I'm interested in, right? And so, I have weaknesses, no question. Like, I don't have a good diet while I'm eating. And I got to get my stomach down, and it ain't going down because I ain't eating the right food like I'm supposed to. I always got a snack here, a gummy there, or this, whatever. But anyway, we're not talking about me and my weight. Um, so that being said, just make sure that you constantly work toward improving. You know, you know what? I saw something really interesting. There was a master class where this guy was a negotiator, and he was talking about the art of negotiation. So I think that there's books where you can learn about negotiation, but a lot of the negotiation stuff that I began with, I found in my master programs and the PhD programs and stuff like that, right? Because they talk about different ideas when it comes to negotiation. There are some models that exist, um, but I don't have a book that I can jump out and throw at you that says this is the best book on negotiation. It's just something I learned over time through reading, right? And to me, negotiation is a part of it's just a part of every aspect of life, right? Trying to determine what somebody should pay you for your service, right? So I think that there's ways to go about just I think look it up and then find some good sources, but I just don't have anything off the top of my head. Let's see. Patrick says the Harvard Business Review has a lot of good stuff on negotiation as well as the 2-day programming they run multiple times. So that sounds like a good place to go. Yeah, I like that, right? I like that, right? So that's a good one. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Patrick. I appreciate that, right? My question is more focused on pay and payment package. Look, my statement to you is that's researchable. Go research that, right? Go look at what average salaries are. You can find that stuff on Glassdoor and places like that, right? You can find out what compensation is, right? You can even look at the various models based on what state you're in. And now, since we've gone with a lot of online stuff, you can see that as well. A lot of jobs will tell you what their pay range is as well. So there's ways to look at that. So for me, that's just something that you need to research, and then you need to figure out what works best for you. What works for me may not work best for you, right? There's a certain way I like to stack. And so the way I stack is a little bit different. And I put myself in a position where I can be fired anytime. So it's just one of those things where go figure out what's going to best work for you in terms of pay and compensation package, right? But that takes a lot of research. When I was beginning my career, I would look at the Bureau of Labor Statistics a ton, and then there's just way more data out there today. So I think you can find that information out, and I would just take a wholehearted look at the type of money that I desire to make, and I would go make it, and then make some goals to make more money than that later, right? Um, it is rumored that AI will take Scrum jobs. Yeah, look, Sharon, let me say you something to you, Sharon. Let me say something to you, right? Hey, and this is real, y'all. This is real. Like, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you are one of those Scrum Masters that's sitting around here just doing basic stuff, like super basic stuff, like just setting up meetings, you got some problems ahead of you. Like for real. I ain't lying to you. Now I'm gonna tell you why. Okay, so you understand. Watch what I drop in here, right? You see this link I'm dropping for y'all? Y'all see that link I'm dropping for y'all? Go to that link. Go link I dropped for y'all. Do that for me. That's Spinach IO. You know what Spinach IO is? Let me just go ahead and just drop it. Let me just go ahead and just shine the light here. Spinach IO is an AI Scrum Master. Let me repeat that. Spinach IO is an AI Scrum Master. Can do basic stuff like set up meetings and stuff like that. Take notes, right? An AI Scrum Master. That's what Spinach IO is. You feel me? So let me ask you a question. You think that AI programmer is going to get worse or better? You think that they're not working to add functions that can completely replace any Scrum Master on the planet? Yeah, they're likely doing that, man. So it ain't like it's coming here tomorrow. It's here today. So I'm gonna say it to you one more time. For you Scrum Masters out there, POs out there, I don't care what your skill is. AI is here to stay, baby. It ain't going nowhere. And if y'all not diving into AI, and I'm gonna be honest with you, one of the big topics we're gonna talk about in the bankable breakthrough, we're gonna talk about artificial intelligence. Like literally, we're gonna talk about it. I'm gonna actually peel back the curtain and show you how I use AI in the Scrum world. It's ridiculous. Like it's ridiculous. Like for real. Like you don't even understand the things that I've been able to do. So my statement is, if you're not marrying yourself to that, look, man, you're gonna find that AI is gonna replace you. Like I'm being for real about it, man. I'm not even gonna pretend. I'm not gonna play games with you. Like seriously, stop it. You know, there are times and there are times when technology comes and replace people, like the industrial age. If you didn't reskill, then what did you do? You found yourself broke. You found yourself hungry, right? This is not one of those situations where you've seen it happen over and over again with various movements in the United States of America, right? Or across the globe. You should not be in that position. I'm telling you, don't be in that position. You don't listen to me, then no, it's all good, man. It ain't nothing for me to do about it. So you do what you got to do, right? I'm going to do what I got to do, right? But make sure that you try your best. Does that make sense? Try your best, right? But artificial intelligence, you should be doing a little bit of that. If you're not doing a little bit of it right now, you got a problem. Otherwise, just show up to the makeable breakthrough. I'll tell you something about it, okay? All right. All right. So, what else is going on, y'all? You got to learn about this stuff, right? I think that's about it for us tonight. I mean, I think I enjoyed the topic tonight. Like, literally, this was a topic I've been waiting to do. I have enjoyed doing this topic. I think the topic was great. And I'm gonna say this one more time, like for real. All y'all that's here, still here right now, look in the AI, man. I'm telling you right now. Don't fool yourself. Don't fool yourself. I've been around this game since 2005, and I'm looking at AI. You understand? You know, so I don't know why I would be looking at AI when you wouldn't be. And matter of fact, I'm telling you to. Like, stop. Like sometimes, let me tell y'all a secret so you understand. One thing I learned about my life that's really, really important is ridiculous. And this is not me trying to, focus on coach, but I'm a black guy at the end of the day. And one thing that has been really important for me is having an old black guy in my corner. Let me repeat that. For my life, for me to be in a position that I'm in, I've always had an old black guy that gave me some advice in some kind of way. Okay? And it's been throughout my entire life here. So, me being one of the youngest guys in almost anything I've ever done, I always had an old black guy that helped me. And my statement is consider me to be the old black guy. And I'm telling you, you ain't got to heed what I'm saying to you, but just know you're going to be left out in the cold if you don't heed what I'm saying to you. I'm just telling you, right? Do what you need to do. You know, this is what I try, man. I try. Anyway, y'all, this has been a pleasure. I have enjoyed this. I'll let you all know through emails and stuff like that what the next topic is going to be. I probably will put the next topic out there this week. The one that's going to happen probably October 16th because I'll be gone the next 2 weeks. I got to go do some vacationing. So, that being said, y'all, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. This has been a pleasure. I will see y'all next go round in 2 weeks, but just know I got a couple videos coming out, right? I got Are You a Lame Duck Scrum Master? And Are You an ID10T Scrum Master? Right? So we'll talk about those things, right? But you have the videos coming out. Other than that, y'all, make sure that you look. I'm going to tell you like this. Oh, yeah, Judith, 2018 alum, welcome. Here's the deal. Let me tell y'all something, right? I say this in all my classes, man. Y'all are part of this tribe right here, so don't embarrass me on the street. You feel me? Don't embarrass me on the street. You understand? For real. You stand on the shoulders of greatness. Do your thing, y'all. I appreciate you. Hey, y'all have a good one. Peace. I'll see you in a few weeks, okay? Have a good one. Thanks so much, y'all. Bye-bye.